In the most recent January 24th Tides of Vengeance interview with game director Ian Hazzikostas, he stresses the time and labor costs associated with creating entirely new race animations from scratch, as opposed to reusing previously existing race skeletons. Recycling animations allows Blizzard to pump out far more customization options in a single expansion. However, the Kul Tiran model is a strange case, as it is almost completely unique to any other existing race. The only other NPC who shares the skeleton is Rexxar of the Horde. This has set a new precedence for allied races, as this most recent interview with Ian may be the final clue we need to soft confirm half-ogres as the next big Horde allied race. In order to understand the half-ogres, we have to go all the way back to 11 years before the opening of the Dark Portal on the planet of Draenor. The Ogre Empire of Goria was slowly losing its grip of the land to the orcs, who had won the favor of the elements. Witnessing his southern cousins in Nagrand losing territory, Imperator Kelgrok of the Bladespire clan took drastic measures to ensure that no military force could ever challenge his hold over Frostfire Ridge. His sorcerers began twisted rituals on the orcs, ultimately creating creatures possessing the strength of ogres and the intelligence of orcs. They chained these half-breeds, bred them, and created an army of half-ogres called the Mok'Nathal. At the time, Frostfire Ridge was the home of the Frostwolf, Whiteclaw, and Thunderlord clans. Garad, the leader of the Frostwolves and grandfather to Thrall, was the mightiest orc in the land, and he had 3 powerful sons who would all vie for leadership of the clan. Fenris was the eldest son, but his claim to leadership disintegrated when he was called out by his father for hunting with the rival Thunderlord clan. Enraged, Fenris challenged his father to mock Garad, only to lose in humiliation. Spared by his father, he was banished and would eventually become chieftain of the Thunderlords. The second son, Gunnar, was too hot-headed to ever lead, and demonstrated on many occasions that he lacked the same courage and loyalty as his younger brother Duratan. In one instance, the 2 sons and their mother Gaia were hunting when she was bitten by a venomous drift lurker and fell into a coma. Gunnar wanted to leave her behind, however Duratan refused, and Gunnar left them to die in the snow. With the help of his mother's Frostwolf Stormfang, Duratan remained for days to stave off multiple packs of mighty black wolves to save his mother, and when she awoke, they were finally able to return. Duratan still wears Stormfang's pelt to this day as a testament of the old wolf's courage and loyalty. It was at this time that Imperator Kelgrok unleashed his army of half-ogres upon Frostfire Ridge. Garad, an orc of noble tradition, knew that the only way to defeat the enemy was by uniting all the clans. Fenris and the Thunderlords refused his offer, and instead led night raids deep into the Ogre lands, slaying old and young alike. The Frostwolf and Whiteclaw clans stood united against the Mok'Nathal threat, and managed to capture many of them, including their elder, a hulking, well-tempered half-ogre known as Leerox. Garad was surprised by Leerox's orcish mannerisms, as if he were an orc in the body of an ogre, and was even more surprised to find out that the Mok'Nathal were slaves rather than willing soldiers. Garad, Thrall's grandfather, and Leerox, Rexxar's father, had struck a truce to band together and end the ogre threat once and for all. Leerox returned to Bladespire Hold and incited open rebellion, freeing as many Mok'Nathal as he could and softening the fortress for an attack by the orcs from the outside. The ogres were driven out, and Imperator Kelgrok was cornered and strangled by Leerox with the very chains he enslaved him with. The battle was won, but not without its costs, as Garad's second son Gunnar was slain in honorable combat while helping a number of Mok'Nathal escape the hold. Garad offered Leerox land in Frostfire Ridge, however Leerox declined, claiming that the orcs would never fully accept the half-ogres for what they are, and he took his people to a remote corner of Gorgron to live out their days. He was even angered at his son Rexxar for later joining the Horde, as he felt as though their kind would never be accepted. He has demonstrated some willingness to work with the Horde, however, since he was a quest giver during the Burning Crusade in Blade's Edge, who tasked you with ending the various Arakoa, Ethereal, Netherwing, and Ogre threats. Lerox's story has yet to be concluded, as he has vastly outlived his old friend Garad, the noble orc who freed his people from chains, and has remained isolated on Draenor ever since. Having already won his freedom so long ago, Lerox probably sees little reason to join the Horde. However, if he were to pass away, or if Thrall or Rexxar were to convince him of the inclusivity of the modern Horde, their culture could change from one of fear and isolation to one of courage and loyalty. Not only is their home slowly dying, but their chieftain to be Rexxar is a venerable hero of the Horde, and the youth will follow him, as there is no other half-ogre as capable to lead. When Rexxar first met with Thrall and Orgrimmar during Warcraft 3, Thrall honored the pact made between Garad and Lerox so many years ago, and welcomed Rexxar with open arms. They waged many battles together, most notably against the humans of Kul Tiras, led by Jaina's late father, Dalen Proudmoore, whom they conspired with Jaina to defeat. The two shared a brother's bond, much like their descendants. Thrall has been absent since Legion, but when he returns, he might bring Mok'Nathal with him, and the story might repeat itself with these three characters meeting once again. Half-ogres may not be the most lore-friendly choice, given how Stonemaul ogres have technically been in the Horde since the beginning, and considering how small their numbers are. However, there is a large cool factor here, and it would be very cost-effective for Blizzard, since me and everyone else would race change to a half-ogre faster than Alliance players turn off war mode after they get their 400 item level gear. To truly understand Blizzard's evil master plan here, it would help if we start seeing the playable Kul Tirans more as half-giants than men, since their Vrykul heritage is laid out plainly in their storyline. It seems as though Mok'Nathal are pretty much a done deal at this point, which gets me wondering which race the Alliance would get. Mechagnomes are a huge play right now with the Mechagon raid coming out, as are Night Elf Worgans, like I mentioned in my previous video. I've also heard Krokul being tossed around a lot on the forums, which I think is another good choice. In my next video, I'll be talking about half-elves joining the Alliance, since the Windrunners are definitely not the only elves that like to bang humans. So to stay tuned, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments which race you want to join your faction. Peace.